Hey friend, it is Kate here. Thank you so much for jumping on my channel and joining me for a class today. Now I have got a Pilates Yoga Fusion class just for you. This is probably more on the advanced side, intermediate to advanced definitely, simply because we move a little bit faster and we do some great big abdominal work at the end. So if you're in the mood to get, a nice big full body workout, lots of plank pose coming our way for those upper body spots, I hope you enjoy. Just roll out your mat and let's get started. Let's start standing at the top of our mat with our feet about hip distance apart, hands down by our sides. And take a moment here and just think about engaging through the abdominal muscles a little bit more. If you've taken class with me before, you know I often say imagine a belt around the small of your waist, getting one notch tighter. At the same time, lift out of your waist a little bit more, lifting your ears a little higher, the top of the head with you, and then broaden across the chest. Just let your fingertips dangle down to the ground, and then imagine that little weights are attached to your hands, physically pulling the hands down while you are physically reaching your head up a little higher. Take a full, big inhale. As you exhale, dip your chin to chest. Give yourself a double chin there. This does not have to feel pretty, and that's okay. Roll your right ear to right shoulder, looking forward as you do so. Reach down through your left hand a little bit more. Roll your chin back to chest. Reach through the opposite ear to opposite shoulder. Bring it back. Bring your gaze upright. Again, big inhale. Exhale again, chin to chest, bend the knees. Roll down. As you roll down, watch your knees, making sure they're going in the same direction as your toes and not allowing them to knock together or to fall away from each other. They just point straight forward. Find that easy, gentle forward fold. Think of lifting your belly button away from the top of your thigh as you let your head hang. I imagine now that my head is a little weight for my spine, just helping to kind of pour me towards the ground and open up through the back of my body a little bit more. Bend the knees, low belly in, shoulders down the back, roll yourself all the way up to standing. No hurry, no rush. Big inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, bend the knees, roll, down, down, down we go. Again, lift yourself up as you feel ready. Last one, find your forward fold, pause. In that deep, deep forward fold, give your hips a little sway. Nod the head if it feels good. Maybe rock into your toes and into your heels. And from here, I want you to bend your knees enough that you can touch your hands to the ground and step back into a plank pose. Find your plank pose, pause for a moment, broaden open across the chest, and pull the tummy muscle in a little bit more. I would rather your hips be a little too high than ever let them be too low, but ideally we do want to have a nice long flat spine. Take a big, deep, filling inhale. Big breath out. Tuck your chin to your chest, roll through the spine, push back to your downward facing dog. Tuck the tail, roll, bring yourself back up to your plank pose. Chin to chest, roll back, find your downward facing dog. Tuck the tail, roll forward, wave into your plank pose. Last little roll back and forth. This time, wave into your plank pose, pause, take a great big full breath in, and let's lower into our tummy. If we need to set a knee down, that's great. If we could go all in one piece, that's wonderful too. Do whatever works for your body. Untuck your toes, reach your feet nice and far away, and hug your elbows in towards each other. As I do that, I press down deeply into my palms and almost imagine pressing my fingertips forward so I can soften my shoulders down the back a little bit more. Keeping your pubic bone pressing down, your belly button pulling up and in. Inhale, roll up, lift into a tiny baby cobra. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, roll up, tiny baby cobra. Exhale, soften down. This time, tiny baby cobra, pause. Hug the elbows in, press into the tops of the feet, lift the belly button up, look over your right shoulder, return center, look over your left shoulder, return center, lift up half an inch higher, and then bring everything down. Bend your knees, little windshield wiper, side to side. Enjoy that nice twist. And then from here, set the feet down. Go ahead, hands by your sides, tuck your toes, turn on your legs so much your knees lift away. If we can, we're gonna push up into our plank. If we need a little extra help bending one knee, that's okay. But I'm gonna pull my navel in, hug my elbows towards one another. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, push up, find your plank. Return to your downward facing dog. Lift the hips a little higher, hug your inner arms towards your ears. Take an inhale, lift your right foot up to the sky. Now, this does not have to be about how high your leg is lifted. Instead, just enjoy that feeling. Maybe bend the knee, maybe open up the hip. You can kind of move around if it feels good. I am okay right now if you kind of twist the upper body if it's feeling nice. But elongate the leg eventually, set it down. Same thing, other side. One foot up. You can either hold it right there, or again, bend the knee, open. Find some mobility in your body. And then re-square the hips, elongate the legs, set the foot down. Look to the top of the mat, travel forward, return to your forward fold. Bend the knees, roll yourself up to standing. As we arrive, standing once more, let the hands hang heavy, stand taller and straighter, close your eyes. Take a moment to decide what you need to focus on today. Again, often we set our intention or we kind of decide for ourselves before we have any movement in our body. And for me, just getting a little mobility can tell me a lot about what I want to do, where I want to focus. Bring your feet to touch. Sit back in your chair pose. Belly button up and in. Press the sitting bones down towards the ground. Reach your fingertips further and further away. Take a full inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, half lift. You can keep the bend in the knee or you can straighten. Step back to your plank pose. Hold your plank pose, pause. Either continue to hold or 3 Pilates push-ups, bending your elbows in, exhale, push away. Bending the elbows in, exhale, push away. Last time, in, exhale, push away. Lower all the way down into your tummy. Whether or not you do that in one piece or a few, that's okay. Untuck the toes, feet down, squeeze your thigh, that thigh-butt connection point, hug your elbows in, soften the shoulders down the back, roll yourself up, let it go. Roll it up, let it go. Roll up, pause, pubic bone down, belly button in, look over your right shoulder, look center, look over your left shoulder, look center, drop it down. Take your hands in front of you, press into both elbows, opening them wide, shoulders down the back. If this is too much for us, you can take your head to your hand, but I am pressing my pubic bone down, like driving it into the mat. I'm lifting my belly button up and in, and I'm gonna squeeze both of my thuds so much, my hamstrings, my glutes, everything turns on. Take a great big inhale. Exhale, pick up your right leg. What happened to the weight in your hips and your pubic bone? Did it shift? Can you even it out as much as possible? Press deeper into your left foot on the floor. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lift up the little heel. Inhale, little drop. Tone the tummy, lift up the heel, little drop. 3 more little lift, little lower. 2 more little lift, little lower. Last one, little lift, pause, hold right there, reach that foot further away, take a great big inhale, actively set it down, immediately pick up the other leg. Once more, pay attention to the weight, not only in your hips, but in your upper body too. Are you driving one elbow deeper into the mat? Can you even that out? Belly button pulls up and in, big inhale, shoulders down the back, exhale, lift, inhale, lower, exhale, lift, inhale, lower. 3 more up, drop it down, 2 more up, drop it down. Last one up, pause, take a breath, set the foot down, relax the head and chest, bend the knees, little windshield wiper, side to side. Now once more, tuck the toes, turn on the legs, hug your elbows towards one another. Big inhale, exhale, push up to plank, return to your dog. Enjoy that great big stretch. Do you want to wiggle through the hips, pedaling through the feet? maybe rising high into the toes and setting them down. Feel free to explore any movement that feels good to you. Always available. When you're ready, lift your right foot up to the sky. This time, heel up, toes down, belly button in. Big deep inhale. Exhale, pull your knee to nose round forward. Inhale, drive it away. Exhale again, pull the knee to nose round forward. Drive it away. 3 more, pull it in. Send it out. 2 more, pull it in. Send it out. Last one, pull it in, pause. Hug your shin closer to your chest. Almost think of parting your shoulder blades behind you. Relax the head and face. Step the foot between the hands, knowing you can always give yourself a little helping hand to get that guy up there. Now holding here for a moment. If it feels nice, we can kind of wiggle, wobble side to side, moving at our own pace. But from here, take a great big breath. Press your heel a little closer to the mat. Reach your knee a little further forward. Find that stretch. Lift your right hand up for a twist. Stomp down into the ground with your left hand. Reach long through the right, almost like you're trying to reach it up to the ceiling. Soften down. Step back to your plank pose. Hold here in your plank or 3 Pilates push-ups. Inhale, bend, exhale, push. Inhale, bend, exhale, push. Last one, bend, exhale, push. Tip back. Hips lift high, arms hug towards your inner ears. Move as you like. Lift your left foot high when you're ready. Heel up, toes down. Big deep inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Send it away. Pull it in, cinch the waist as you do so. Send it away. 3 more, pull it in. Reach it out. 2 more, pull it in. Reach it out. Last one, pull and pause. Hug the shin closer to your chest. Step it down in front of you. Find your great big runner's lunge or crescent lunge, low lunge. So many names for one pose, but they're all about the same. Wiggle it out if you like to. Right hand down, left hand up for twist. I think about kissing my shoulder blades together, broadening across my chest, stretching my fingertips up to the sky a little bit more. No hurry, no rush. Take all the time you need and return to your plank. Again, either hold or 3 Pilates push-ups. Inhale, bend, exhale, push. Inhale, bend, exhale, push. Last one, bend, push it back. Take a breath. Send yourself all the way back into your downward facing dog. Relax the head. Shake it, nod it, anything that feels good. And then once more, roll to your plank. Lower all the way down onto your tummy. I'm going to scooch back just a little bit. From here, let's swim our hands out in front of us like we are Superman flying away. Press down into the tops of your feet, into your pubic bone. Think about squeezing your thoughts so hard you could hold a pencil between your glute and your hamstring. And let's flip our palms up to the sky. Now this rotation happens underneath the armpit. And it is surprisingly challenging to rotate those arms there. We all have a different range of motion. If you look a little different than me, that's okay. Stabilize through both feet. Think of actively pressing down into the mat with both feet, pressing down into the mat with your pubic bone, and pulling the belly button up and in. Take a big, deep inhale. Exhale, float your right hand up. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, float the left hand up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, lift the right. Now, you could set your head completely on the mat. I'm just upright so I can keep talking to you, but that would be a wonderful way to do this too. Or if it feels better to keep your head lifted like mine is, that's okay. As you lift and lower each hand though, notice what's happening in the low body. Does one foot press deeper? Do you feel the weight in your hips shift? Ideally, we want to keep it nice and even. Now set the left hand down, pause, belly button in, squeeze your thought, hold that pencil, exhale, both hands up. Inhale, both hands down. Exhale, both hands up. Inhale, both hands down. 2 more, tone the tummy, lift. Drop it down. Last one, lift. Drop it down, pause. Relax, bend, little windshield wiper. Press back into a child's pose. Crawl your fingertips further away from you. And then unfold into your downward facing dog. Hips nice and high, spine so long. Inhale, rise high onto your toes. Exhale, sink the heels down. Inhale, rise high onto your toes. Exhale, sink the heels down. Last one, lift. Drop it down, pause. And then from here, look to the top of the mat. Again, make your way into your forward fold. Bend the knees, roll yourself all the way up to standing. Take a big inhale, gather your hands high. Maybe your gaze goes with you, or you can keep it straight forward if that feels better. Bend the knees, twist to the right. Inhale, hands high, twist to the left. Inhale, hands high, clasp the hands behind your head, open the elbows wide, stand tall. Cinch the waist a little bit more, press your hands into your head into your hands. Very lightly tuck your chin to your chest, just enough that you can lengthen through the cervical spine. And then a small little lateral stretch. Lift up your left elbow, drop your right. Tone the tummy, come back center. Lift up the right elbow, dropping the left, and pull it back up. Relax. One more time, both hands lift high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Let that go. Bend the knees, take a seat on the mat, gracefully or plop down, however you need to. Take your hands behind your thighs, walk your feet together. If your legs don't completely touch, that's okay. A lot of us have different ranges of motion in our hips, but ideally I want you to think about those inner thighs working towards one another just so we can keep them engaged. Very lightly tip off your sitting bones. Take a big, deep inhale. As you exhale, squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Pick up your legs. Now ideally we want our shins parallel to the floor, so not too droopy, nor are we like completely extending them out at the moment, but physically hug your legs into your body. At the same time, think of physically reaching your legs away. So my arms are active because I'm totally pulling my legs towards me, but my legs are active because I'm trying to reach them further away. Cinch the waist a little bit more. Now, even just holding here in our boat pose is a great, big, beautiful position. But if we want to, we can take our hands out and away. Press down into an imaginary table, soften the shoulders down the back. Either hold or 3 times. Inhale, reach head and feet away. Exhale, cinch the waist, pull yourself up. Inhale, reach head and feet away. Exhale, tone the tummy, pull yourself up. 3 more, out we go. Exhale, return. 2 more, out we go. Exhale, return. Last one out, pause. Really send those toes away. Reach the head a little further. Take a great big full inhale. Exhale, lift all the way up. Beautiful. Set the feet down. Sit tall, sit straight. Both hands lift high, gathering them up overhead. Touch your right hand down, big stretch over to the right. Hand can stay up to the sky. Sometimes that feels really nice, or you can continue reaching to the right side. Push yourself up. Same thing, other side. Push yourself up. Twist to the right. Both hands high. Twist to the left. Both hands high. Flip the palms, press them down. Take your feet out in front of you one more time. You can scooch a little bit further forward and walk the feet in. Lightly tip back. And again, squeeze the inner thighs, lift up into your nice little teaser or boat pose, whatever you want to call it. Hands can stay in place or we'll reach them out and away again. This time, I immediately want you to reach the hand and feet away and hold. From here, can we flutter our feet? Turn on your inner thighs, turn on your whole legs, reach those toes further and further away. Flutter again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, tone the tummy, reach your fingers away. Flutter again. Keep going, you got it. Flutter for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Tone the tummy, reach those fingers, smile, you love it. Last one, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Send your hands overhead. Maybe wiggle the fingers or move the toes, anything that feels nice. Walk your feet in. Open your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Hands can stay overhead if that feels good, or you could take them in another place. For me right now, it feels really nice to have them overhead, and I want you to very lightly windshield wiper the knees side to side. Walk the feet back together and let your knees fall open. If this does not feel so good in the low back, because honestly it's pretty easy to force an arch here, you can always skip this. Or if you've got blocks around, putting blocks underneath your thighs to give you some support is a nice little modification. But for just a moment, let yourself settle here. Great big inhale, big breath out. Sometimes it feels nice to even rock my knees a little side to side here. But eventually we'll come back to our feet on the floor and do a few soft rounds of bridge. And I'm not super duper concerned with how high you lift your hips. Instead, I really want you to focus on waving and rolling through the spine rather than thrusting the hips up. And then eventually set the hips back down. Take the hands high overhead again and hug your right knee into your chest. Give it a little hug, a little squeeze. Circle it around, elongate your left, and then perhaps carry your right leg over. Now, if you keep your hip on the ground and just kind of pull the knee up and over, we might get into our IT band a little bit. If you want more of a torso twist, you can let that leg continue to fall all the way over. My right hand likes to go either straight up overhead or off to the side in a T. Both are totally fine. It's really about what feels best for your body. When you're ready to unravel, do reach your hand overhead and your foot down. Lie flat on your back. And then rebend the knees. Pull your left knee into your chest. Another hug, a squeeze. Right leg can elongate again. Do you want to stay right here? Do you want to cross the leg over, either focusing on keeping your left hip down and really just moving the thigh over so you can get that stretch into the IT band, or do you want the full big spinal twist? Both totally valid, just very different approaches to our twist. When you feel ready, unravel. Stretch both hands and feet out and away from one another. We can find our final resting pose for our lovely class today. Is that right here with hands and legs extended? Do you want to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach? Would you want to roll to one side? But either way, take a big filling inhale through your nose. Soft exhale out the mouth. Again, a great big inhale. Let it go. One more breath in. And release. You can always stay here a little longer, but as you feel ready to move on with your day, wiggle the toes. Find some movement in your body, however that might be for you. And eventually roll yourself up to a seat. Sit tall, sit straight. As always, give yourself a pat on the back. Thank yourself for doing something so good and just for you. I hope you enjoyed our Pilates Yoga Fusion class today, and I cannot wait to see you again.